Hi Dreamers, this is Jerry Lee Salvador and welcome to the Pillow Talk where dreams get unplugged. Ang ating interviewee for today is an Englishera, so mapapasabak tayo today, pero nakaintindi naman daw siya ng Tagalog, so kaya natin to. Ang best player for the Philippines, Miss Jasmin Alcido. Hello!
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the Pillow Talk.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and congratulations sa inyong first gold. So, ang pag-usapan natin today is about your life basically and ice hockey, of course. So, I want to know, how did you start? Like, given that no one in your family does ice hockey, why choose that sport?
So I grew up in Canada. So hockey's the number one sport there. It's super big, and I remember I would go to school and all the kids during recess we'll play like street hockey on the road or at school. And I remember I went home and to my dad. I said, "Dad, I want to try ice hockey." And he said, "What's ice hockey?" Of course,
They didn't even know.
of course, they don't know what ice hockey is. We don't know. And then eventually they let me try. I remember that summer they bought me rollerblades. So I said, "Okay, you learn first so you don't embarrass yourself before we start." And then I remember that summer, my siblings, they taught me how to rollerblade. And then that fall I started to play. They enrolled me, and then from there it's just keep playing every year since I was 6 years old. So
Wow, okay, so that's how it started.
yes.
Even if no one in your family did it, they didn't even know what
They
ice
don't even
hockey
know,
was.
yes.
So it helped that you start from like the streets with
Mhm.
rollerblades.
Yes.
And then like when did you transfer from the streets to the ice?
So the summer before I started, there's no ice yet. So that's when they put me on rollerblades first.
Okay.
And then that fall, they enrolled me to play ice hockey. And they actually enrolled me to play with the boys. So
Ah.
for a few years, I was playing boys hockey. And so, yeah, that's how it started. And just started from seeing kids at school. And then I want to be like them. I want to do what they do. So
Yeah.
that's how
So
it started.
what's the difference with boys hockey and like girls
Girls
hockey?
hockey? Yeah. I would say, I don't know. There's not really a big difference, especially when they're younger. But I remember when I started to get older and when I made the switch to girls hockey, it was super a confidence boost for me because I'm used to playing with the guys who are a lot bigger, faster, stronger. And so when I switched to the girls, like I felt got a lot of confidence, and that was one of the points where I was like, "Oh wow, I really like hockey because I'm doing well." And yeah, it's such a good year for me to have that confidence boost. So yeah, I think the biggest difference is maybe the change in speed, and also they're also bigger. So
Yeah, so it's like you went from the tougher, like,
yeah,
you know, you get through that first and then you switch to
Yes.
the women's ice hockey.
Mhm.
So you said that you were in Canada. So, well, you still live there, right?
Yes.
So, how did that come about? You said in a previous interview that you were here first and then you migrated when you were 2 years old.
Yes.
So, how'd that happen?
So yeah, I was born here. I was born in Cavite, and then I think when I was 1 or 2 years old, that's when my family migrated to Canada. And so I really grew up in Canada. I don't really have any experience here in the Philippines. That's why I think it's so crazy that I'm here now. But yeah,
What are your parents' jobs there?
so they're both engineers there. I think mommy's retired now, but they're both engineers there. So I remember but Kuya and Ate, they grew up more here, so they're more familiar, and that's why I'm able to understand the language. 'Cause
Yes.
at home they speak, so yeah, that's why.
Yeah, pero ikaw hindi na kasi that's what you
Yeah.
grew up with.
Yeah.
Pero it's good that at least you understand.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have 2 siblings and they don't play
No.
either. But then you said you started roller skates with them.
Mhm. I would just hold on to them so I don't fall on the pavement. But yeah, they're always there to drive me, take care of me, and so they've seen the start from hockey.
Very
and
supportive. That's
yes,
nice.
yes,
But then now they're in Canada
yes,
and then you're here by yourself.
yeah. So everyone's in Canada now, so it's just me here. My mom spent the first few months with me, but it's just been me here. So
How's
it's an
that?
adjustment, like growing up, being by myself, and yeah, super crazy year that I had to learn to be independent, to take
At
care of it.
18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take care of myself, learn how to, take care of myself, cook, clean, everything. So
Wow.
big year.
But you're with relatives here also.
Yes, I'm with my mom's family, so it helps. If I ever need help, they're always there. But yeah,
But you're living with them.
yeah, I'm
Or
staying like in their house, but a lot of the time I'm just taking care of myself and cooking
okay.
for myself. So it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
the
nice.
independent life.
Yeah.
And then, so how was it? Okay, so you said you were playing ice hockey since you were 6. And then,
Mm.
how did you get to be a part of the team there? Every summer? Every winter?
Every
Winter.
winter,
Yeah,
yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah. So the seasons usually starts in September and then it runs till maybe April. So it's almost the same as the school year. So like when September starts, that's when everything starts going for me. And yeah, I just play. Since I was 6 years old. Every year, I think I switched to girls hockey when I was around maybe 12, and then from then switched to more competitive teams, and then we recently, like maybe 2 3 years ago, we moved provinces, and for me that was one of the biggest things for me in hockey in my life, and the biggest things where I found like I grew the most. Um, it's different when you have to move provinces and you're in the middle of high school. It was hard, but I grew a lot during that time, and as a hockey player, and as a person. But switching from playing with people you played with your whole life, and then
Like, you know how everyone moves and plays.
you know everyone, all the different groups, everyone, how everything is run, and then you're moved to a different place. It was a hard year, but it was super. I think without that year, I don't think I would have been playing hockey still, or continued to uh, play hockey or seek out opportunities like the one I have now.
Now, like, that was
Yeah.
in Canada.
Yeah.
When you moved. So you moved schools as well.
Yeah, so we moved provinces, so it was a big move for us. And then it was just me and my mom and my dad, so my siblings weren't with us anymore. It was super big adjustment for me, like especially in the middle of high school. It's
Okay.
hard, but I'm super grateful that it happened, because without it, I really don't know how I would
Maybe you
feel.
wouldn't have messaged on Facebook the ice hockey team
Yeah.
in the Philippines if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So why did you think of doing that? Like, why did you want to play here?
So the biggest thing, I think, like last year, it happened really fast, I feel like. So last year we found the team on Facebook, or they had a tournament at the time.
You were watching.
And then we were watching, like, um, my ate was visiting me, because I had my final tournament, like, for me, what I thought was going to be my final hockey tournament. So she came to watch. Then I remember we saw them that they had a tournament, and then we started following them on Facebook and following their games, and we would watch their games, like, and like, yes, like I could play there, like might be something. And then around that time, like, I'm starting to decide, oh, what am I gonna do for university? What am I gonna do for my future? And at that time, like, it's hard. You don't want to let go of hockey, but at the same time, of course, life goes on. But then that seeing that team and that opportunity came up, our thing was, why not just go for it? School will always be there. If I, do my 1 year here, if I join the team and do my residence now, I can still go back to school, and that door will always be open for me to, come back to this team. So,
Wow, it's like you
yeah.
had an 18-year-old life crisis. Like, what am I gonna do with my life now?
I was like,
And then why not join the Philippine Ice Hockey team? And
just-
then you did it.
yeah, just to buy some time. Like, okay, do this year, and then I'll come back to school, and then face with life.
Yeah, and then look where that got you. The first
Yeah.
gold for the Philippines.
It's crazy.
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 So how was it when you joined them? Like, how was that whole experience and everything?
It's super crazy to think about now. Like, now that I'm gonna go back soon. I just been thinking about how far we've come, especially with the team and the girls. Like we've come super close. But I remember when I first got here, I was so shocked about like it's just completely different.
The ice.
The ice, practice playing in a mall. I've never played in a mall before, so it's really new. And then the hockey community is pretty small, so you get to know everyone pretty quickly. And then, but at the same time, like you still see the same love for the game here that you do wherever. So that's really it was so something really cool to experience to see. But it was crazy. I remember coming here, the girls really took care of me. Like they really took me in. They would show us around. They would take us places. We go out to eat a lot. But they really took me in and welcomed me, and I'm so grateful for that. And now that I've been here for almost a year, like we're so close. It's our bond with the team is so crazy to look back to where we started when I first came here, still like so shy. That it's really crazy to see how far we've come.
That's great that you're like a close-knit team,
Super.
which is needed. It's a team sport, so
Yeah.
it's great to hear that. And you mentioned also the ice. So how is that different? Can you explain the difference with like, you know, Canadian ice to Philippine mall ice?
Yeah. Oh, it's super. It's rough. It's like honestly, it's really rough. But
You're not gliding as
no, like I would say the
smoothly,
biggest difference is, I guess, there's a lot of people in the mall, and we're also in like the third floor, and it's pretty hot. It's
it's
hot. Like
welcome to the
the
Philippines.
Philippines. I mean, it fits the Philippines, but it's the rink is not as cold as it should be. So the ice is pretty like wet, and it makes it kind of like slow for us for the puck to move. But then when it's wet and it's not as hot, like it's a little slushy.
Okay.
So it's rough. It's and there's times where it gets good, and then there's times where it's really bad. But
so you have to adjust every time depending on the environment.
Yeah, I see how the ice is today, but yeah, and then along the boards, it's not really flat, but it's okay. That's why when we went to go to our tournament, we went a few days early to get used to proper ice and faster ice, because it's really a difference and something you can't just adjust to right away.
Yeah. So it's interesting that you have to keep doing that like every before, you know.
Yeah.
What about when you're going to different countries also? How does that work? You also get to have a feel for it for like how many days?
So usually it depends, like it depends on management and whatever they decide. But for a recent tournament, I think we went maybe 3 days before the tournament started, and we had a few practices there, get used to the ice. And it's really important actually, because the way our tournaments are like formatted is it's based off a point system. There's not necessarily like a gold medal game or a quarterfinal, semifinals. Like you need to win every game basically to get gold. And if you don't go early and you just take the first game to adjust, that could be the end of your tournament.
Yeah.
And you could lose the gold in just the first game. That's why it's so important to go early to get used to it. And then just to scope out the rink before it's serious.
And so how does your schedule go as like a team and individually as well? How do you train?
Yeah, so our schedule, so usually, 3 times a week, we do off-ice training, so like workouts in PSC. And so we have a coach there who takes care of us. And then on ice, we usually play on the weekends in our local league, PMHL, and we usually play 1 to 2 times per week there. And then we usually have practice 1 to 2 times a week as well in MOA.
In MOA.
In MOA. Everything's in MOA. So yeah, PSC and MOA are very close together. So we're always around that area.
And you have to pay for it yourself, right?
Yes.
So I'm curious to know, does the government help in any way with your trainings or anything?
So we have a national team player pool, And within that pool, we receive allowance from PSC.
Okay, per month?
Per month, yes.
Okay.
So it helps. It helps with trainings and food, and they give us food allowance. And but other than that, for trainings, we have to pay from our pocket.
Oh.
And so it's tough sometimes, but for me, it's normal also because I think like one of the things I talk about with the girls is that I've never received anything for playing hockey. We've always,
okay.
we never received anything. So this is the first time, we're receiving something, allowance from PSC or anything. So yeah, it's tough. It's really tough to be a hockey player here, but it's still new for me to even receive something. So it's okay for me.
Yeah, hopefully eventually like you get sponsored
Mhm.
with your, trainings in MOA.
Yeah.
MOA, hello. And then but what about for the gold, winning the gold? Did anything change after that? Did you like get anything?
No, not really.
Oh, what is
Unfortunately
happening?
not. But yeah, we had a few, like our team had a few interviews and stuff, but nothing. We never received anything. But during SEA Games, we know that there's a lot of support in that, especially
Yeah.
from the government. So hopefully in SEA
Hopefully
Games,
there.
if we do well, if we perform, then we should see something. Hopefully,
You better.
hopefully.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
at least now it's like you're on the map. It's like, oh, the ice
Yeah.
hockey team is like, doing well.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon you get more support. So I'm rooting for you guys.
Thank you.
So what about now that you're almost in college? So what is your plan?
So the plan is I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna start college in September, and I plan to take health science. And for me, I've been always been super into science. Like I always liked school. I've always done good in school, but science, like I enjoy, is one of the subjects like I enjoy studying. I enjoy working on. So yeah, I think like one of my goals is to always find a way back into sports, and through science, and possibly like through being a doctor, working in ortho, or anything like that is my goal. It's really the goal. In sports, I always see people getting injured, always see injuries, and always like it frustrates me, and it's always been something like, why can't we just like figure it out? Especially with people who always get injured over and over again. So something like I want to understand more, something I want to see more, and
Like there must be a way to make it easier for everyone's bodies and
Yes.
such. So that's great that you get to combine, your work eventually and then your love for ice hockey as well. So that's a great plan. Good luck to you and
Thanks.
your college, your university. So you're gonna be staying in Canada for that. So how is that gonna work out with you playing for the Philippine team and staying in Canada?
So the plan is I'll go back there, but I will start training. Actually, I go back tomorrow, but I'm gonna start training right away once I get home, back to my summer program, my summer coach. And then while I'm there, I'm gonna try out for my school team and see how that goes. And regardless, I'm gonna still keep training on my own and make sure I'm doing my part so that, when we have tournaments here for the Philippines, I'll just come back maybe a few weeks earlier, train with the team, see the girls again, and then go back to school once it's done. So
Yeah, gonna be a busy next few years for you. So, but that's exciting. And then, so for the next games, which ones will you be like a part of?
So our next, as a team, we have SEA Games and our debut at World Championships. So SEA Games is next for us. It's probably like the highlight for us in December in Thailand. So yeah, I'm planning to come back for that, and we'll see for Worlds. But SEA Games is definitely like number one on all of our lists.
Yeah, and it's crazy also the scores that you have where, well, I saw it's like the scores of your the other teams are like 0 to 2 and yours are like your lowest is 4 and then your highest is 15. So what do you think is like your edge with, your team?
I think with our team, when we play good, we can play super offensive. And like when I would say like when our defense is solid, when our defensive core and our when we're good in our defensive end, like I always say this to our defense, is that whenever they play good, it gives us forwards the freedom to not worry about that and play pure offense and worry about scoring. And I think that's really the strength of our team, is that when we're all doing our job and when we're all doing our part, that's why we can get scores so high. And we also just have so much fun. Like we all
That's
just want to
good.
score so we can celebrate and just watch it over again in film. But yeah.
It's so nice to see that you lighten up when you like talk about it. So
Yeah.
that's always a good sign. Like you're passionate about what you do and you're just
Mhm.
enjoying basically your job also.
Yeah. But
So yeah,
it's super fun to play with them. Like I always say this to them, like it's super fun to play with them and want to play good for them. Like they work so hard, but they always have a smile on their face. There's never any like drama or anything I have to worry about that like I'll get annoyed with or anything. But it's just super fun. That's why I think it's fun to rack up the score. It's fun to score and then celebrate and look stupid sometimes. But yeah.
literally you're just like playing a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's the best player for you. And, so what about hobbies? Aside from ice hockey, what else do you like doing?
I've always been into sports. Hockey obviously is like the one that pushed through, but I remember growing up, I always play every sport. Every
Okay.
sport, like I love basketball, volleyball was pretty big for me. But recently we went to LU La Union. We
Yeah.
tried surfing. That's fun. Definitely want to go back there. And but yeah, honestly, anything
Sports related.
anything sports related activity, I think it's just so fun. And I'm competitive, so
You like all of that?
that's my favorite. So
Okay, that's nice. What about like arts or something?
I wouldn't say I'm the most artistic person, but I think recently or the past few years I've been trying to learn guitar. I'm not too good at it, but we bought one at home, so I've been learning that. And but yeah, it's just mostly going out, playing with my dog, taking our dog out.
That's
It's
cute.
super fun.
Yeah, so well, you still have, a lot of, years ahead of you. So you still have, a lot of sports maybe that you could also join. Who knows?
Yeah.
And what about goals? So for you personally first.
For me, I think the biggest thing is like obviously the next thing is school. Like
Get through college.
Yeah, get through and like I have another reason why I have to do good. Like I do good so that I can still come here and it's not a burden that I'm not doing good in school and then I'm gonna leave for the Philippines. But that's the biggest thing. Like I have to do good, not just for me and for my future, but for them, that I can come back for the girls and come to play for this team. But then our goals for the team is FAC games. Like we for sure know we can medal. We know like Thailand. We're gonna play Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia, I believe. And we played Malaysia in our recent tournament, so we know we can fit in the top 3. And then Singapore and Thailand, we know that they've played at the world level. We know Thailand has a super strong hockey program there, but we really want to give them a good game. We want to give them a good challenge, and that's our goal. Is that we know we can medal, but I don't want to settle for bronze or settle for anything less than I know what we can get.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then worlds after that. One of my goals actually before we came here, when I first found out about the team, is that I wrote down some goals I had for this team, and one of them was to win the Asia Cup, which I'm so happy we did.
Check.
Like, I can check that off. And then the next one was to debut at Worlds, to be there, to make history with them. It's their first time. Like we can, play on the world stage and finally be ranked in the world. So it will definitely be a highlight to debut there and hopefully make a statement there.
That sounds great. And maybe you're also one of their lucky charms for the team. So that's good. And what about for your family also?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to go home. I'm so excited to go home, especially to go home to my parents and show them all these trophies and all my medals, and just to say thank you, like
for all the support,
for everything, like not just for this year, but everything that has led up to this moment. And yeah, to go home. I'm gonna see my siblings also, I think, this summer. To go home, celebrate with them, spend time with them, and then see my dog. I'm so excited to see my dog. But yeah, just I don't know, just cherish the summer with them before I go off to college.
Yeah, and then rest also after all the trainings and everything. So that's good. And now, lastly, advice for those who want to join ice hockey first.
For the people who are thinking about joining ice hockey, I'd say go for it. I think any sport in general, but for me, ice hockey has been really special. But the people you meet in sport and the people I've met through ice hockey has been so special, and those are the people who have made the biggest impact in my life. And sport and whatever you do is never always going to be easy, but my advice is just to always stick through it. It's not always going to be easy, but I think that's why it's so fulfilling and so rewarding sometimes, because there's the up and downs, but when you get to the end and when you have achievements, it really makes those low moments worth it, and you see the good in that and you learn so much from it. So yeah, just say go for it, make friends, don't be shy, and then just cherish everything, the lows, highs, everything.
Okay, there you have it from the best player of the Philippines. Thank you so much, Jazz.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and good night. Yay.